woman meant never depend on anyone for anything, especially a man. So I operated that way in the first 4 years of our marriage, so that Grant and I were bickering and fighting. We were creating in our little tiny careers, but we'd come home and we were fighting each other, bickering over the smallest, stupidest things, because I was vying or he was vying for this power position. And what happened is we build all day, we'd come home and we tear it all down. And that was our game. Our game was small. It was who could outdo who in the tit for tat, until we were threatened, right? Normal life. We thought we had kind of made it. We thought we were rich at that point, but we realized at that point that we were actually under an illusion that everything was fine, because we were operating in a state of normal, and normal makes you think everything is okay until one day you wake up and it's not. And that's all it took for us in 2008 to almost wipe us out. Economic collapse, a collapse and a lawsuit. So Grant and I decided back then, we didn't have any social media, or anyone for that matter. We didn't have a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar organization, which is what we've evolved to now. There was no, there was no wives of CEOs of billion-dollar corporations coming out and saying, oh, let me show you how to hold the whole family together while you're going through this devastation. And there certainly wasn't any CEOs that are going to say, hey, we have the systems and the processes that if actually you get around the right information, you too can actually take care of your families. So we had to figure it out the hard way, the long way. We figured it out by ourselves. I wouldn't recommend that. Took us very long. You can fast track that. But Grant and I made a vow to each other, two little people from Louisiana. I'm from New Orleans, never went to college. I'm one of those little people that was never supposed to make it. We vowed that if we ever did, we would keep the curtains open and so allow people to learn from the mistakes and everything that we did right. And so truly, this point in time, we had to become billionaires because it gets attention, right? Who doesn't want to hear from a billionaire? One, and we know we needed to do it to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that these processes and the right information could actually manifest on a massive scaling measure. So basically, we achieved $1 billion. So we have success, and that is super well done. And I am so happy beyond belief for that. But now our success for Grant and I isn't measured on what we could do. The success that we measure ourselves on now is how many people can we help? How many people, how much impact can we have on a global scale? So we're really on a spiritual legacy play at this point to reach 8 billion people. Okay, listen to, I'm going to end this little summation. And I make up words, by the way. I already told you I didn't go to college. But when Grant and I in 2008 actually decided that we could come together, man and woman, we could actually come together and work in a coordinated effort to reach a heightened level of success together. We figured out who does what in our relationship. We got to figure out who gets to be the boss of what area. So that eliminated all this internal fighting, right? Because we were very clear. I run this area, you run that area. No more fighting. He has final say in that area. I have final say in this area. And no matter what, we have to back each other in our decisions because we found the one we trusted and we built an empire. So now, in 2008, we decided we've been thinking too small. We've been acting too small. That's when I said in 2008, again, our lives look nothing like this. But in 2008 is when I commanded him to become a billionaire. And I said, you deserve and you have the right information. You can actually help people. Why are you not walking as the giants to be on the planet, making and helping all the other little people just like us to get out of their situation? No, because you and I have been playing small. We've been playing the game of fighting each other instead of going after 8 billion people. Imagine if 8 billion people knew who you were and could benefit products and services. And the new game became about how do we reach 8 billion people on planet Earth? And ironically, when you put such a big old target out there, there's no need to fight each other anymore. Now we had to fortify to fight the true enemies, the people who don't want to see, quote unquote, the little people. That's what they think of you and I, by the way, the big powers to be. They think we're the little people, but they don't want to see you and I make it. And those are the enemies that Grant and I have to be fortified to fight each other. So ironically, in the whole entangled mess of everything, we became stronger. I became more powerful, genuinely, as a woman through working with a man. I found my power. So now I don't close the curtain. I want everyone to know, especially women out there who think they can't depend on anyone. You're cutting your nose off and spite your face. Empires have never been built alone, ever in the history of the world. They require people. They require people and mass abundance of people and resources and finances and courage and stability and honor and integrity. Abundant levels of those assets can endure an economic collapse, can endure someone getting sick or passing away in your family, can endure a lawsuit, can endure hits because it's unshakable, it's unbreakable.
I love it so much because here's the thing. I think you said something very special because when, and Eric and I work a lot inside of our space with couples who are like, oh, how do we become a power couple? How do we build this business together? And what they do, just like you said, they fight about a little things, who is the face of the company, or who is the face of the business, or you making decisions, or you leading the charts, and I'm here just to support. Well, that's not fair. So all that little nitty gritty, like you said, bickering is happening over little stuff when there is a bigger mission in front of you, when we need to concentrate and put our goals, like you said, reaching for the stars, reaching for the moon, because that's when you have such an ambitious goal, when you have a huge passion of helping other people, that little thing is like, who's gonna get the credit in this particular area doesn't really matter. Who cares who gets the credit? And also understanding that we have different skills and talents. Because when Eric and I got there, he had his own skills. He had his own beautiful talents that I could never compete, right? He's an amazing speaker. I would probably never, and more likely never, speak like him, but I do have my skills and talents. I have the stuff that he does not do so well. So instead of trying to fight like, oh, how can I compete with you on this particular skill set? We agreed on, like, how about you shine in whatever area you are the best, and let me shine in the area that what I do best with my skills, with my talents. And guess what? It ended up happening that most of those skill sets are kind of opposite, and we combining those together, that created a more massive and more powerful skill toolbox that we can do together. And of course, we cannot cover everything, but what we cannot cover, or the things that we do not necessarily like to do as a couple or as business people, we hire the best. We hire the professionals. We bring them on board because, like you said, you cannot do everything alone. And I do not want to pretend that I know all the answers, that I'm so powerful, that I'm so smart, that I'm going to figure out everything on my own. I want to bring the best of the best, people who spend years and decades learning a particular craft, learning a particular skill set, so I don't have to spend 20, 30, 40 years learning all this stuff and just using them as a time machine. I'm going to bring all this power, all this knowledge into my family, into my business, so together we can catapult our business big, big, big time. So just like you, Eric and I, we are big believers in mentors. We're big believers in coaches. We're big believers in collaboration with people who are smarter, who are more successful, who are a little bit down the road that we want to go to. And that's why I think it's really important for all of us to remember, guess what? Sometimes, and most of the time, honestly, We're listening out of advice. We're taking a financial advice from broke people. We're listening in advices from our uncles, aunts, and neighbors, and all kinds of stuff. And you're asking them, oh, how do I invest? Or how do I grow my business? How do I become successful? When they're not necessarily successful. They're not people who qualified to teach you. They're not necessarily people qualified you to give the answers that you're seeking for. And we're listening. And when they tear us down, with their ambitions or with their lack of ambition, we're just listening to that as something that it's true. And instead, we need to look for people who are successful. I always ask myself, and I always teach that the advice that you need to seek and pay attention to, or the feedback, is from people that you are willing to trade places with. If you're not willing to trade a place with that human being in family area, in growing their children, or in being successful, or being businessman or businesswoman, if you're not willing to trade places in that particular area that you're asking advice for, you need to be very careful, because people who are not been down that road, people who did not achieve that particular success in whatever area, they cannot teach you how. So seek people who know how to get to the higher level. Seek people who went through challenges, went through obstacles, and were able to rise from that. Those are the people that I want to learn from. Those are the people that I want to bring in my ecosphere, and I want these people talking to my ear so I can do and grow faster, because I don't have 20 years, 30 years to learn a particular skill set. I just want to surround myself with all these time machines, right? Help me, take my hand, guide me through the process. And sometimes that advice costs money. And sometimes I'm personally willing to pay whatever amount of money, because time is the most precious thing that we all have on this planet. We can always make more money. We can always generate income. We can always figure out the way to create more money, but none of us figured out the way to have more time in our life, right? We need to be careful with our health. We need to be mindful with how we eat, what we eat, how we exercise, all that kind of stuff. But nobody can guarantee you that because you buy this advice or whatever, you're going to have more time. Right? But if you do get that advice, chances are higher, by changing some of the bad habits, by changing some of the things that you've been ignoring for quite some time, you have a higher chance of getting on that healthy journey. You have a higher chance of getting on a more successful path. So talk to me, because I know you mentioned that before, different challenging times that you guys went through recession, and we are actually going into very interesting time inside of our economies, right? And the global economy, not just in the United States. It's going to be impacting the economy on a worldwide scale. So I know you guys have business all over the world, and you survived and came out on a much more successful side through different challenges that you had, like you mentioned, in 2008 and everything else. So talk to me, what do you see happening inside of our economy right now moving forward, and how we can help these 8 billion people together as a community, how we can help them to see a better future, how we can help them to recognize what's working, what's not working, and be those time machines for them.
Well, again, that's why, because of the times that Grant and I are predicting are going to come in the next 12 months, maybe 16, 18, and next 12 to 18 months also will be the big time in history of the most millionaires ever made before. And I believe that it's the people that get around the right information, who are willing to spend time, energy, and resources, if that's what it takes, in order to get the right information, to be able to make the pivot, to be able to see the opportunity opportunity to be able to survive and thrive in this economy. So again, it's a commitment to yourself. That's how it starts. How do you want to come out on the other side of this? Bigger, badder, better? Then make a commitment to that's what you're going to do. Now, coming from that, if you want to be successful on the other end in the future side of this, right? And go ahead and envision that. I know we all love to have visions in this group here, especially myself, but visualize how much money you want to make, what does your partners look like, your family life look like, and then reverse engineer from that picture in your future. Reverse engineer, what do you have to do in order to get there? What do you have to know? What information do you have to be around? Like, you have to reverse engineer just like you would if you wanted to get physically fit. I would suspect you would consult someone who has knowledge in the area, right? Who could put you on a nutrition path, who could tell you what to do and how to work out and what to stay away from. And if you were to be on that prescription checkbox of all your to-do items in order to have a transformed body in 6 months, true or false? Would you not have a transformed body in 6 months if you followed the protocols? 1,000,000% the answer is yes. Everybody here knows that. Same thing for all of the people out there that are fearing or apprehensive about the future. You don't need to do that. You are not normal. That's how normal people think. So put yourself and visualize your future and then reverse engineer of what you need to actually put yourself through to make your dream come into reality, not just wishing, not just getting excited about, but what tools do you need to get your hands on to apply to manifest what you want in the future? So I say this all the time, people who struggle with, oh, why would I do the Unbreakable Challenge? Why would I go through this? That program never worked for me in the past. What are you doing? Get out of here.
Is it a he or she?
That's a boy. Cash.
Yeah, he wants to be part of the conversation. He's just like, come on, people, let me help you.
He wants to listen. That's Cash. And the other one is Flo, his twin brother. But I want to say this about information. Okay. So information means information. So in a structure, right? In a formation, the origin of the word information means formation of the mind. Okay, formation of the mind could be equal to, say, knowledge is power, right? Well, what if you had the wrong or missing information? Wouldn't it mean that you would have a deformation of your mind? A deformation of your mind. So if your life is not where you want it to be right now, you don't need to look any further or invalidate or evaluate yourself by, this is what's wrong with me, and I'm depressed, and I'm insecure, and I get nervous, and I can't make sales, and I can't, I'm an introvert. That's a big famous one. You're labeling yourself unnecessarily. Nothing is wrong with you. You just have the wrong information or missing information, which is causing you to have a deformation of your mind, which is causing you to have the right inability to take action towards the known goal. So again, reverse engineering, put on your checkbox to attend grants free Unbreakable Challenge. It's 5 days. It's coming up. I know you're going to be there, Marina. It's coming up January 24th, 25th through 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. So those are the dates for 2 hours a day. Are you willing to invest some? It's free, so you don't have to invest resources, but are you willing to invest time and energy into getting around the right information that could and will, when you apply it, affect you positively on the other side of this economic burden or upset or shifting economy that we're about to encounter? Are you willing to do that? I am. I'm going to be there the entire time because I constantly learn from Grant and other magnificent people that are going to be on those stages, going over those 5 pillars, which I mentioned earlier. The money mindset. I don't know one person, including myself, that doesn't need to still get right about money. Communication, sales, scaling, and marketing. So all of those are the 5 things that you need in business to make sure that you're unbreakable and can sustain the upcoming 12-month hit that we're about to take, but actually come out on the other side stronger, more successful, more powerful, more united with your crew. Bring your friends, have 10 friends sign up for the challenge, get them on as well. See who's really your friend, who supports, who shows active interest in the success of you. Go to your friends. I challenge you this. Go to your friends and say, hey, you know what? I'm interested in this unbreakable business challenge. I want to do better for my life. I want to learn these things about business. Obviously, the guy that's teaching and leading it has a big stat in the area. Hey, how about we all get on the same page and we learn the same nomenclature, the same language? You want to support me? I support you. Let's get on the call and see how many friends show up on that call with you.
Yeah, Elena, you just mentioned about the Unbreakable Challenge that Grant is doing. First of all, guys, just like Elena said, it's absolutely free event, and you would be crazy. Like, listen to me, absolutely nuts not being part of this event, because first of all, it's absolutely free. And I honestly don't know why you guys making it free, because you should be charging a lot of money. Because unfortunately, what happens when you give people very valuable, very much life-changing information for free, they don't necessarily pay attention to it. They're just like, yeah, whatever, you know, it's free. It might be not that valuable because they're not charging anything for it. And because it's free, I'll probably not gonna show up. They're gonna be a wedding, they're gonna be a birthday, they're gonna be a football game, or whatever other stuff gonna be happening. Yeah, it's probably more important because that is free. That's whatever one little thing. So here's the thing, guys, because I know that Elena and Grant could charge insane amount of money and every penny would be worth it, right? And they would be probably right to do that, because then you would value the time, then you would value the information, then you would be leaning more into it. But they want to help so many people, just like Eric and myself. We want to we are very blessed and grateful to be in the position in life we're in. And we want to share this information with so many people, and as many people as possible we possibly can. That's the reason why we're growing our influence. That's the reason why we're growing our following. That's the reason why we're trying to be everywhere and bring as many people to our ecosphere. Why? Because we want to impact and pass the right information to as many people as possible. Because guess what? Just like Elena and Grant, the view from the top of the mountain is absolutely gorgeous. Looking at the view of the world from those beautiful windows of your private jet is absolutely insanely cool. But guess what? It's not fun for just the 2 of us or just the 4 of us to be in that position. When it's more fun for us is to bring as many people with us to that highest height, to show them the beautiful view, to show them what is possible, to give them the opportunities to create a generational wealth, not just paying their bills, not just getting a little bit by and a little bit beyond the average lifestyle, but having the ability to have it all. Because I do believe this world is a very abundant place, and there is enough of everything for everybody, for all 8 billion of us. There is enough of love, there is enough of joy, there is enough of health, there is enough of prosperity, there is enough of money, there is enough of everything that you want in your life. Absolutely plenty, and with abundance. But what is happening is only those few who are courageous enough to go after that, they're getting and achieving that success. Not because it's not possible, but it takes time, it takes effort, it takes courage, it takes consistency, it takes hard work, you know, blood, sweat, and tears to get to that level. And Elena, you mentioned like money mindset that Grant will be talking about, and you as well. I think the biggest challenge we have in our society is we cannot dream big enough. That's our biggest problem, because if we're talking about the jump, it's a 1-foot jump. You know, nobody thinks about it's like, oh, let me jump to the roof of the skyscraper, because it's impossible. But seeing people just like you and Grant, who went through different challenges, who almost lost it all, and just like phoenixes were able to arise to much higher altitude, gives people hope, gives people an example. It's like, oh, I guess it is possible. Oh, I guess if they did it, maybe I can do that too. I guess if they are playing on such a big level, maybe I can play on such a big level too. Maybe there is something that I can achieve, and it's not just through the lucky few, because it's not. It's possible for absolutely everybody, but we are playing and dreaming and thinking so, so, so small. And that's the reason why we're having a little. Because we cannot imagine having private jets. We cannot imagine traveling the world with your entire family when you are able to pay for that entire vacation. You know what is the definition of happiness for me? Is to see the beauty of this world, do it with the people I love and care about it, and do it in style. That's what I want to do. That's what happiness means to me, to bring my family, to bring my friends, and show them the beauty of this amazing planet, not just on the postcard, not just on your computer screensaver, but in real life when you can smell it, when you can touch it, when you can be in it, when you can embrace all these beautiful emotions. That's what happiness for me. But in order for me to do that, I need to impact more lives. I want to bring them as many people on that journey with me so they can all smell it, see it, touch it, and feel it. That's why we do what we do. You know, Elaine and Gray don't have to work. They don't need the money. They have enough money for them and their kids and generations to come. The reason why we do what we do, Elaine and Grant, Eric and I, because we want to help you. We want to show you the path to what's possible, to unlock your potential, to unlock your limiting beliefs, to unlock, that small minded thinking that most of us have. And inside of our journey, we keep dreaming bigger and things come into real life. We start raising higher goals, and we work hard and we learn from the best, and we get to that level, and we are able to set higher and higher bars every single time. Why? Because we learn from the best. We associate ourselves with people who are successful. We associate ourselves from people who already done it and are further on that roadmap than we are going to. So I would absolutely strongly encourage you to join that free challenge. And I know some of you are asking, what's the link? And my team already put it on, you can see it in the chat, but it's joinmarinaworry.com. So make sure it's totally free. Register. I know some of you already registered, and I commend you for that. Congratulations. Because here's the thing. If you've been in Eric and my ecosphere for quite some time, you know we are always willing to share great information. We're always willing to bring the best of the best. But here's the thing. I cannot make you successful. I just cannot. There is not a single book that will make you successful. Any coach or any book or any piece of information can give you the roadmap, can give you what is necessary, can give you the toolbox, but nobody can drag you through the finish line. You need to be willing, you need to be coachable, and you need to be hungry in order to achieve whatever level of success you want to achieve. I cannot make you hungry. If you're not willing to do what it takes, if you're not willing to work hard, if you're not willing to expand your mind, to expand your vision, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, I cannot drag you to that success. And if you're not willing to listen, if you're not willing to be coachable, only little thing I can do. I can give you all the information, but if you're not going to listen, it's not going to matter. I can give you the secret sauce to life, and it's not going to matter because you're not going to listen. And if you're not willing to walk that path, if you're not willing to get out of your comfort zone, if you're not willing to take the steps necessary, again, nobody can drag you through the finish line. Not Elena, not Grant, not Eric, not myself, not any other person on earth. Period. End of story. You need to have those three. You need to be willing, coachable, and hungry. With the right information, that's a secret sauce. When you have the right tools, right information, right mentors, right tools, that's what it takes with your ability and willingness and desire to be successful. And like I said, there is no limit how many people can be at that top. There is no limit how many of you can achieve everything you want in life. Absolutely everybody can. Will everybody do that? No. Because it takes blood, sweat, and tears. It takes time. It takes hard work. It takes facing your fears. It takes making mistakes. It takes failing on your face. It takes doing all those different lessons and learn from them. That's how you become successful. So again, join marinaworry.com. Sign up for the absolutely free challenge. Again, crazy. I don't know why you guys did it free, but I commend you for bringing all this powerful information. And before we wrap up, Elena, I I would be like so mad at myself if I don't ask you this question. I'm watching how you're raising your beautiful girls and the power and the knowledge and information that you put in them. And I want to ask you because Eric and I, we have 5 beautiful kids together, and I see a lot of other families, and especially successful families, and a lot of us struggling with, people and kids and your family and whatnot, right? Once you reach a certain level of success, they do not necessarily want the advice. They want the money, they want the assets, they want your financial help, they want you to invest in your business, they want you to invest in their business, they want all kinds of stuff. But I'm seeing like a longtime friend of mine, when she joined our business, and I asked her because like she's super successful, and I said, why are you doing this? You don't have to work for money. And she told me, it's like, Marina, you know what? There are a lot of family members who are not as blessed as I am, who do not necessarily have the money that I have, and do not have the choices and abilities and freedoms that I am blessed to enjoy. But what they do, they come and ask for money from me. And I keep giving them money. I keep supporting their businesses. I keep supporting their ideas and hopes and dreams. But guess what? Because they do not know how to be successful, they do not necessarily know how to build a business, how to build an empire. They either lose the money, or they waste the money, or they spend it on something else. And at the end of the day, they come back to you because they were not able to create that business. So instead of giving them the fish, I decided to teach them how to fish. And to me, it's such a powerful way because I know you can give your kids every amount of money that you can give them, and they will be absolutely happy, and they will not have any single need in their life in the future. But you and Grant are doing it totally different. You're actually teaching your kids how to fish. You're showing your kids what does it take to identify the successful business, right? You're pushing their personal growth, you're pushing their mindset, you're teaching them concepts, you're giving them the asset of the knowledge, of the right information, so they can do it and build their own empires and build everything on not relying on mom and dad's money. Talk to me about this.
Okay. Before I get into that, I just wanted to say this one thing, because you said a few times you don't know why we're doing this for free. And again, I just want to tell you why we're doing it for free. We're doing it for free because we really want to reach 8 billion people. And so if I decide to let Grant retire at the ripe old age of 90, we have 25 years left for that. So if you break 8 billion and divide it by 25, I think it's something like I have to reach 320 million people a year. So that's why I'm so grateful and so blessed to be joined up with you and Eric, because you guys can help get those messages. I know your intentions are good. You want to make a difference for the better on this planet. And I think we can do it together. I can't do it on my own. But there is, for the people, look, we do free. I'm just going to be transparent. And so, because I do think this helps with business. So we operate like in a big funnel sort of system. So Grant's done, I don't know, 7,000 free YouTube videos, and we'll do free webinars and events like this from time to time. So the purpose of that is to get people introduced to our message so they can come in without some sort of financial commitment. Now, we do have a VIP program that allows you access to the recordings and the behind the scenes and all kinds of extra perks. You can check out what the VIP process is. But right now, I'm here to really promote the free aspect in the funnel, right, for your businesses. So the free comes and it's supposed to pull in a massive amount of people. That's the goal, right? We get them introduced to our products, our services. The result would be, right? So then they would get well enough and hear a piece of data that they could apply to their life to make their life a little bit better. Then what do? They come up to the point where they can buy a book, a program. That gets them a little bit better to then they can come to a seminar, a growth con, or whatever. Then they're in the ecosystem. They keep keep getting better and better, right? They're making things happen in their lives. They have more financial benefit, right? Then they can come in and then we can platform with them to joint venture. Then they come in and they have so much surplus money. They invest into Cardone Capital where we're doing multifamily. Then they go to the very top of the funnel, and the very top of the funnel is they've invested so much with Cardone Capital that we're paying them by the dividends from Cardone Capital more. Our goal is to pay our investors more than they earn in the form of that passive income. So that's really the whole entire funnel of what we're trying to build out on this planet. We know that when people are winning, they're not hating, and clearly this planet needs a lot more winning right now. So we want to become an empire and be around other like-minded people who want to make that contribution as well. So that is why we do the free, because we want you, we need you, we want you, we want to find you so you can come in and we can, benefit from your products and services as well. Okay. Now, about the children, how do we do that? So we rear our children. I've reared them from a very young age to be indoctrinated. From when they were very little, I used to say and explain that Grant and I are superheroes. We want to make a difference for the better on this planet. This is how we do it. These are our products, our services, right? I explained it to them. Even though they probably at the age of 1.5, might not have fully understood everything I was saying, they understood the intention, and they understood that at 1.5, they were allowed to contribute. So I would say, look, this is how you can contribute to the family. You can contribute when Grant and I have to leave you. If you stay and take care of the house and you watch the nanny and you're okay while we're gone, so I don't have to have my attention on you, then actually you helped all the people that we spoke in front of because you allowed us to be there for them. That is one way you can exchange, right? So they've always exchanged with us. We've allowed them to exchange. When they're little bitty babies, it's a smile. Then they get older, then they want to cook for you, or they want to dance or do a song. We allow them to, wow, they're exchanging off their debt, right? They've been given so much, this life, food, a house. Kids want to exchange for that, right? They want to make you happy. So and as they've gotten older, now they do 10X Kids. They're leading the charge on that. Sabrina's Grant's assistant on a show called The Real Estate King that's going to be coming out. So she's learning the business. Scarlett and her mother's footprints wants to be an actress, actually booked a job on Disney, on a Disney show that's coming out this summer. So they're actually working and producing, and they have a purpose, and the better they do, the better that we make our family. And so they've been indoctrinated on this. They want to participate on this. They like the cause. So that's kind of how we run and operate. Look, we're not perfect. We live on planet Earth, but we're just, I would say we figured a lot of things out because fortunately, knock on wood, we are really winning. But kids understand that they are given gifts and designer clothes and stuff like that on 2 occasions a year. They're given that stuff on Christmas and on their birthday. And the rest of the time, they have to earn that. So they're on payroll, they have roles, they have jobs with our company. So they can either buy it themselves, but a lot of their money's gone into investing into Cardone Capital. Or like if my child comes to me and says she wants the brand new iPhone or this or that, I was raised to be like, no, scarcity. Well, we didn't have the money, quite frankly, but I don't want to teach my kids a mindset of you can't have. I'm always like, they come to me, you want this? Mom, can I have this? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is so exciting. The new one, like the newer the one that I even have. Yeah, that one. All right, that's great. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to hit the phones and raise $1 million for Cardone Capital? You want to sell 10 diamond tickets to GrowthCon? You want to put down a 10x Kids segment for the video series? What do you want to do? These are the options that are big enough that would qualify to earn your iPhone. So then they have to go then decide whether they want to earn the iPhone or not. But they 1,000,000% can have the iPhone. There's no scarcity. You can have anything you want on this planet. If you're willing to go out and get it yourself, that's the mindset that I'm trying to put on them. So they can have that when they grow up and not feel entitled or spoiled or unappreciative of the things that they are given in this life.
I absolutely love it because, the reason why I asked this question is, first of all, I'm fascinating to see what you guys do. And like, I've seen multiple videos with Grant and Sabrina doing the calls, and he's teaching her the ropes and all that stuff. So it's amazing, and it's fun to see you guys doing it, right? And showing it to the world. That's what it takes to help your kids to get the knowledge, learn the ropes, learn how to build a business instead of just being entitled. It's like, oh, just give me the money and I can do it on my own. But also, the reason why I brought this question up, because I know there are a lot of women watching it and men, and one of the questions that I get hit all the time is like, well, I have the mom's guilt. I have, because every time I need to travel somewhere, every time I need to pour into my business or meet with people or go somewhere else to attend the event or invest in myself, I'm feeling guilty that I cannot spend that time with my family, or I cannot go to my kids' practice or my school play or whatever it may be. And in certain times in my life, I felt that guilt too, because I was traveling so much. My son was growing up, and I lost some of the years when he was growing because I was traveling so much, right? And that guilt was kind of like living somewhere in my heart. But then I remember a quick story. We were doing an event in Australia. Eric was speaking. We had a VIP line, and a lot of people were kind of like in that line taking pictures with him. I'm behind the scenes, kind of like managing everything, making sure everything works well. And my son watches me doing all of that stuff. And all of a sudden, lines started formulating next to me, and people started taking pictures with me, and people started thanking me. And he's watching all of that from far. And then he came up to me and said, "Mom, what did you do to all these people? Why are they all thanking you? What did you do?" He was like 9 at that time. And I told him, "Babe, remember that time when I did not show up at your soccer play? I was, or your soccer practice? I was helping these people. I was building the dream. I was giving them the belief. I was showing them what's possible. I was pouring into them. And the reason why I was able to do that, because you allowed me, by sacrificing me not being at that birthday party, by sacrificing me not spending that much time as I wanted to with you, because I was living my mission, I was living my passion, and I was pouring in another human being." And because all these things and all of that happened, it's not just my accomplishment, it's your accomplishment as well. All these things are thanks to you as well, because you played a huge part by allowing me to do what I do and what I love to do. So including our kids into our mission, into our passion, giving them assignments, just like you said, giving them ability to earn the money, giving them understanding. Then once you earn the money, yeah, buying cool clothes and buying cool stuff is fun, but also understanding the power of investing it back into your future, of the hard labor and the work and knowledge that you possess and earn from your parent, or learn from your parents who are much more successful in following their footsteps, gonna set you up for success on such a bigger level. So I commend you guys for doing this and showing that to the world as an example of what's possible. How do you turn that mom guilt into something that actually not stopping you and disabling you from living the passion, being on the mission of helping other people, but including them and bringing them and utilizing that as a reason why you go out and make it happen, the reason why you go big and help many, many more people to see what's possible for them. So Elena, thank you so much for everything you guys do and for the hard work that a lot of people do not necessarily see, that you put into this empire and you put into holding this family, and not just holding it, but making it more prosperous, more loving, more exciting, and more fun. So I want to congratulate you for everything that you do. I know you guys are already playing on a much higher level than we do, but I also know that you are still just warming up, and there is so much more that we're gonna hear from you guys. And so I'm excited to call you our friends. I'm excited to, work and play with you guys together, because together as the communities, together as leaders of these communities, we can do so much more. We can build those empires so much faster. We can show the people what's possible for them and help them expand their mindset, help them expand their vision, help them expand their belief in themselves on like 10x level or 100x level, right? So thank you so much, Elena, for your time. Guys, make sure you register for the absolutely free event. Join marinaworry.com. Click that link and show up at that challenge ready to play full out. Bring everybody you know, because guess what? When you get the information that you're going to get at that challenge, you will be so far out from your friends and family, and they will actually be saying like, oh, why you didn't give me that opportunity? So don't wait for that blame. Go invite everybody. Not everybody gonna come, just like Elena said. Some of them gonna find all millions excuses why they cannot be part of it. But then you will see, who are the hungry, who are the willing, who are the coachable inside of your group, and you take a little mental checklist. Okay, these are the people who gonna help me to get to my dream. And everybody who gonna say, no, I'm too busy, I'm watching the football game, just be aware that those are gonna be probably the people who gonna be pulling you down in that next year or in your next chapter of your life. So play with people who are willing to play with you and go to the higher level. Bring them with you to the Unbreakable Challenge, and we will see you on the 24th through the 28th of January during that powerful information that will be shared by Grant, Lena, and all the amazing speakers that they have for you. I know Eric is going to be speaking as well, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Elena, thank you so much. Give big hugs to those kiddos. Tell them they have another big fan that's on this side cheering them on, and looking forward to see amazing things that they're gonna do, and say thanks to Grant for allowing you to take a little bit of time on your weekend and probably from your family time.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks for allowing me to contribute to your audience. You guys are amazing. And I can't wait to see you, Marina, in just a couple days.
All right. See you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Been biting my tongue for all this time. Won't let anyone cut me short. I was thinking this was the way to go, and you put up your puppet show. I say cheers to life. No, I'll be no good man's wife.